we will talk about contractions. Our learning target is I can read contractions, and also I can identify the two words that make up a contraction. And our success criteria is I know I have it when I use correct contractions in my sentences. Can you see, Heather? Kind of.
I can kind of see.
All right, you guys, you can kind of see. So yesterday, you guys were able to learn a little bit about contractions during our storm day. Can anyone tell us what a contraction is? Do you know? Did you learn a little bit about it? Anish? Yeah, when you combine two words. When you combine two words with what? When you combine it with what? Evan? A what? It does start with an A.
You're very close, Evan. It's a big word, but you were very close.
Pass it. Okay, you were really close. One of our virtual friends, do you remember?
Jameer, do you remember?
Yeah, it's something to take away.
Yeah, you take away part of a word.
Add in.
And you add in a word. You add in something that starts with an A.
Arna, do you remember?
Yes.
What is it?
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe. You got it. Right here on the screen, actually. Apostrophe. So it's when you combine two words and you add an apostrophe. So here we have are, two words, are and not. And we combined them, we put them together, and we added an apostrophe, and we made aren't. So here we have, we are not going outside because it is raining. And we added, we put those two words together and made the contraction aren't. So now we have we aren't going outside because it is raining. So contractions are like a shortcut way of talking, right? Or shortcut way of reading. So here we have she will, we put them together, and now we have she'll. And we took out the W-I and we put an apostrophe. She'll, okay? So, let's watch a brain pop about contractions.
Moby, didn't you read the sign? Please don't touch. That's a contraction. A contraction is a word formed by combining two or more words, leaving out sounds or letters. We use contractions all the time when we speak. They're faster and easier to say. How do you form a contraction? The word don't is a contraction for do not. First combine do not and take out the O. Then you add an apostrophe, which is a kind of punctuation mark. The apostrophe in a contraction tells you where the missing letters or sounds are. So do not becomes don't. You can do the same things to change could not to couldn't, is not to isn't, did not to didn't, and have not to haven't. But the contraction for will not doesn't follow the pattern. Its contraction is won't. As in, I won't tell anyone you touched the blocks. What are contractions with am, are, and is? It sure is cold outside. I am drinking hot cocoa. You can change I am to a contraction by combining the words, dropping the A, and adding an apostrophe. I'm drinking hot cocoa. You are eating warm soup. You can turn you are into a contraction. You're eating warm soup. Mia is making tea. This sentence can change to Mia's making tea. Hey, let's play in the snow. What are contractions that use have, has, and had? You have made one snowball. You can turn you have into a contraction. Combine the words, drop the letters HA, and add an apostrophe to form you've. You've made one snowball. Hey. You should have ducked. You can change should have into a contraction. You should have ducked. You had better watch out. You had can form the contraction you'd. You'd better watch out. Hey, who threw that? Uh-oh. Mia has made a bunch of snowballs. You can turn Mia has into a contraction. Mia's made a bunch of snowballs. Some contractions look the same. Well, the contractions in these two sentences look similar, but they mean different things. She's on the phone. When you read a contraction, try breaking it apart. It doesn't make sense to say, she has on the phone. She is on the phone. There are a lot of blocks to set back up. Don't worry, Moby. You will do it in a snap. I can change you will to a contraction. You'll do it in a snap. Oops, it's important to proofread and make sure you put the apostrophe in the right place. Good job, Moby. Oh, I think you forgot one. I'd like to go home now.
Alright. So, here are some examples of some contractions. Here is contractions with will. So when you are using will with another word, when you are combining them, you are taking out W and I, and you are adding an apostrophe, LL. So for he will, it'll be he'll, apostrophe LL, he'll. For I will, I'll, okay? And for is, you are taking out the I, and you are adding an apostrophe S. So for he is, he's. Or for here is, here's. And you got that is, that's. For not, you're taking out O, so you have to remember you're keeping that in, but then you'll add the apostrophe for the O, and then you'll add the T. So for are not, it's R N apostrophe O T. So we'll practice some. If you guys have your whiteboards, please take them out, okay? Get your whiteboards, and then give us a thumbs up once you have them.
St. Jameer's got his. Fishwa, Arna, do you have your whiteboard? Kaushik, Aiden, do you have your whiteboard? Logan, Wyatt, do you have your whiteboard?
Miss Jones, MSanders, what class is this?
This is grammar. We're gonna practice some contractions.
Looks like most people have their whiteboards.
Alright, so we are going to practice combining the words she will and making it into a contraction. First we've got she and will. Alright, so let's work on this one together. How can we make that into a contraction? Let's see, let's go for virtual grammar. What do you
Kaushik?
think? She'll. Can you tell me how to write it, Kaushik? You can spell it out and tell me where to put the apostrophe.
It is SH apostrophe
S-H.
no.
Say it one more time.
I said SH apostrophe oh
I think you forgot the E.
it is SHE apostrophe LL.
Alright, do you guys agree or disagree?
Thumbs up.
Matthew?
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Agree or disagree? Most people agree.
Alright. I agree. Oh, too fast. Agree. So it should be S-H-E apostrophe L-L. Alright, next one will be on your whiteboard. We have the two words, what and is. I want you to write on your whiteboard the contraction for what and is. Remember to add your apostrophe. Don't forget you have to take out a sound or a letter. When you have it, put your thumb up. If you finish early, can you use your word, your contraction, in a sentence? Or think of a sentence in your head that you can use your word.
I see, the only person on virtual I see with a thumbs up is Kaushik. Make sure when you're done, you're showing a thumbs up. Thank you, Aiden and Kaushik. Thank you, Vihan.
Jason, are you finished?
Thank you, Drion. Vishwa, Arna, Logan, Wyatt, are you done? Thank you, Wyatt. Vishwa, Arna, Logan, thumbs up when you're done, please. Vishwa, are you done? Hello?
Vishwa, are you finished? No?
Arna, are you done? Thank you, Logan.
About 5 more seconds.
All right, let's get those words up in 3, 2, 1.
Alright. You should have W-H-A-T apostrophe S. So you drop that I and add an apostrophe. Very good. Good job, you guys. Can anyone think of a sentence? Evan? What is it? What's that? Good sentence. A virtual friend?
Anybody on Zoom have a sentence that they use? Jameer, what was yours?
In my mind, but it was where is my mother. I erased the eyes too.
What did you write?
What's mine?
I said, where is my mother? I didn't write very much.
Well, the
This is
contraction,
my writing.
the contraction that we're using is what? Can you think of a sentence for what?
What
Mm-hmm.
is that toy?
What's that toy?
What's that toy, right? What's that toy? All right, let's try one more. All right, so this one is a little tricky, okay? We've got two words, will and not. I want you to think about this contraction in a sentence and how you would use it in a sentence, how it sounds in a sentence, okay? You call it irregular, okay? You would not use the word will. So think about it in a sentence.
Think about what you would say. Let's pretend it was, I will not go to school. What would you say instead of will not? Think about it. Rana, did you hear the sentence I used? I will not go to school. What would I change will not to? Think about it.
Did you guys hear Ms. Jones' sentence? Instead of I will not go to school, what contraction would you use?
What would you replace will not with? Write down what you said. You said it right. Just try to spell it, Rada. Do the best you can. On your board.
Arna, raise your hand, but don't speak up.
Yes, Arna.
Can I please go to the restroom?
Go ahead.
Give us a thumbs up once you have it, you guys.
Just take a guess if you don't know. Let's take a look at what people have. So boards up in 3, 2, 1.
Alright. So, a contraction is actually won't. Alright? So we would use the contraction won't. Instead of I will not, our shortcut way would be I won't. Can you guys think of a sentence for that contraction? Rada?
I won't touch that.
I won't touch that. What about a virtual friend?
I think Drian had a pretty good one. Drian, read yours.
Mine is, I won't eat the candy today.
I won't eat the candy. Anyone else virtual?
Logan?
I won't do it now.
I won't do it now. Good. All right, that's a tricky one, you guys. You just sort of have to remember that one, okay? All right. So I think we are out of time. So we're gonna skip this and go over our seesaw activity. So for seesaw, you are going to do exactly what we did in class today. You're going to take two words, combine them together, and make the contraction. And then you will also write a sentence at the bottom. You can type it or write the sentence. Any questions about your seesaw activity? No questions? We'll talk to you guys after. All right, virtual friends, we will see you at 9:30 for your spelling test, okay? Goodbye.
Hey, I'm MSanders.
Bye.
I'm MSanders.
Bye.
MSanders. Are we doing the same thing except on paper?
Yep, Miss Sanders. Can we stop this?
Yeah, you can.